Good morning, App Properties. It's Tuesday, June 2nd. I'm Amy Corr, and I'm joined by Kevin Van Eck, who's live from our downtown office. Thanks for joining us. Grab your coffee mug, and let's jump into another episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
Hey, good morning, Amy. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It's a sunny day. Looks like it's going to be a warm one. So today we're going to talk about some housekeeping items. What I mean by that is over the last week, really last Friday, when Governor Pritzker opened up the shelter in place and we moved into a different phase in Illinois, that gave us the opportunity to do open houses. And also there was an ease up on the restriction in terms of tenant-occupied properties available for showing. So we're going to talk through that. And then also with everything that's going on around us, we're going to talk about a couple of questions that your clients might have and how to talk with them about what's happening in our world. So first, we want to let you know that we're going to be joining you for coffee on Tuesday. So moving forward, Amy and I will show up on Tuesday mornings, but that doesn't mean that we're not here. While we're still not, while we're not going to be filming or sending or doing an episode every day, you can always reach out to us either on our phones or through coffee@atproperties.com.
Yep, and second, we wanted to tell you we've got a great summer program coming your way. It is different than Do It Now because hopefully you all are still doing it now and are not losing the momentum that you've really created over the last 4 weeks and really while we've been sheltering in place. But we've got something that we really want to do this summer that will infuse some extra fun into all the work and all the effort that you've been doing. So we'll be kicking it off in June. So stay tuned as we kind of finalize the plans. More details will come your way.
Yeah, that's great. It's going to be very exciting. So let's first talk about this tenant-occupied properties being available for showing. This is really important, so please listen very closely. While they allow tenant-occupied properties to be shown now, what is needed, what is absolutely needed is express consent, written consent from the tenant that you are able to show. And here is the scenario that you do not want to put yourself in. Do not be in the position where you are coaxing or trying to push a tenant into allowing showings. That conversation should really be between the owner and the tenant. For you, you're a conduit, you're a coordinator. If you can get the consent in writing, you can show the property. And we've attached a draft email here for you, along with other details that are really important when it comes to tenant-occupied showings. These will also be posted in the COVID-19 resources that are available on platform. So please take a look at these. And I can't stress enough, before you show a tenant-occupied property, please make sure you have written consent. And to be clear, this means if you send a notice or a question, use the draft email and send it to a tenant and they don't respond, they have not given consent and you are not able to show that tenant-occupied property until they do.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. That's really important as we're trying to get kind of back into somewhat of a new normal in regards to, showings. And I wanted to talk a little bit about open houses and the guidelines as they pertain to them. So really important to know that open houses are now allowed. That does include broker opens that you would want to host during the week. The guideline is that you cannot have more than 10 people occupying the home at one time. This is really important, and this includes everyone. That's owners, brokers, clients, consumers, no more than 10 in the home at a time. And then everyone needs to be wearing protective equipment. So you should make sure that you've got gloves, that you've got masks, and you have booties available for individuals as they are coming through the home. Don't anticipate that people are going to necessarily show up with their own equipment. So I would definitely think ahead and make sure that you've got that. We do have some supplies available at the office, so I would please check with your individual office managers and see what we do have. It's available for purchase if you're looking to get some of those. The other thing that we want to encourage for open houses is while you're making sure to follow all of the open house guidelines, you should also have printed copies of the COVID-19 rider or disclosure. And you should ask that anyone coming into the open house sign it. We encourage this for your safety and for the safety of your homeowners and really for the safety of everyone. But most importantly, you need to talk with your seller and determine whether or not this is something that you are requiring when people come in to the open house, because it is not something that they have to sign, but we are strongly encouraging it. So I just want you to make sure that you've got your game plan and that you and your seller have spoken about it ahead of time as to if people are coming in and they're choosing not to sign the rider, or the disclosure rather, are you okay with them still coming through with protective gear on to take a look at the open house? They can, as long as you and your client are comfortable with it. So just make sure, again, that you've spoken to your client, you've got a game plan, and you're set and ready to go when it's time for your open houses. The other thing that we wanted to talk a little bit about is just in general, where we are in regards to office openings. You know, we were set and ready to go to have every office open on Monday, and then we obviously ran into, you know, just what we have going on with some of the protesting throughout the city and in the suburb. So our suburban offices are closed again today, but as we take a look at what's going on in the surrounding suburbs and in specific areas, we're going to determine how to safely reopen. And our intent is probably to open most of the suburban offices tomorrow, Wednesday, as long as we still feel good about it. But please keep in mind that all of the city offices are going to remain closed this week, just for your safety and the safety of all of our employees, and just making sure that we feel comfortable that the city is in good shape when we do officially reopen.
Yeah, and on that note, you know, in the city, whether you're in the city or whether you're in the suburbs, I would plan any of your activities wisely. And what I mean by that is, please do not put yourself in a position where you feel uncomfortable, where you feel unsafe. Don't be bullied into doing a showing if you don't feel comfortable doing that showing. Don't let another agent badger you into, you know, allowing them into a property if you don't feel like it's safe. And the key is, if you are coming into the city, or if you're in the city, make sure that you are up to date on everything that's happening. Make sure you're up to date on street closures, on any blocked roads. Of course, the central business district is locked down only to residents and those working. And all the expressways, you know, all the exits along the expressway have largely been blocked. So please, before you come down, do your research, Google it, look it up online on your favorite news site, and just make sure you know what you're getting into. And how to get there and how to get out. Take care of yourselves. Number one, your safety is the number one priority. So please make sure that you do your research before you drive down into the city or you're in the city and moving about.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Kevin. That's super important right now. And, you know, to his point, just make sure to stay safe out there. One of the questions that, you know, we know a lot of you are getting, and what we're getting from many of you is clients are asking, you know, what's happening with the market right now, just really sort of given both COVID-19 still being obviously a very big impact on all of us as we're, you know, we as a city and the surrounding communities are trying to safely reopen. But we also obviously are, you know, handling or taking a look at some of the protesting that's going on in and around the city of Chicago. And here's the thing, these are, you know, both things that are new to us, and we're all, you know, kind of working to navigate how to be safe out there. And I would say the best thing that you can do when it comes to all of your clients is what we've been saying all along. Just make sure to over communicate with them. You know, every situation, depending on, you know, your seller and where their property is located and what their circumstances are, you know, every single one of those situations is different. But the most important thing that I think you need to do right now is you need to be a leader. You need to be guiding your clients through these really challenging times. As, you know, we are reopening and we are looking to operate safely. You know, COVID-19 is still a strong threat, or it's just something that we really still need to be very aware of. So, you know, let's make sure we're communicating our game plan with our clients as to how we're going to be operating to navigate for sellers and also for buyers. You know, the other thing too is people have been asking, or our agents have been asking Kevin and I, just about the market itself and, you know, how is all of this going to impact our market? You know, we're seeing steady movement. We are seeing buyers out there. This past weekend, I was, you know, in conversation with agents who were dealing with multiple offers. We are seeing a strong and healthy market. So I would say, let's just focus on doing business as we know how to do business. Let's let our sellers and buyers know that there is activity and there is movement out there. But, you know, in some ways, let's not do anything different than what we would always normally do, which is to be smart, communicate with our clients, take a look at what's happening hyper locally in a market, and make sure to counsel people so that they can make great decisions. You know, there's a lot of things that are outside of our control. Let's just remember what's in our control and what we know to do and how we know to operate. And, you know, let's just make sure sure that we don't let all of these curveballs kind of take us off of our game. Let's just continue to move forward and guide our guide our clients, but also just be the leaders that they need us to be right now, and just make sure to be safe. And also really important is, if you need our help, if you've got questions or things that you can't answer, that's what we're here for. Reach out to your managing brokers, reach out to your office managers. You know, we are here to help make sure that you can navigate through this time. Do not feel like you're alone.
Yeah, great advice. I mean, reaching out, you have so many resources for people to talk with if you have questions or your clients have questions. So don't hesitate to reach out to your managing brokers or us, like Amy says. And great advice too, it's something that we talked about last Friday, which is being the leader, being the knowledgeable. And so I think anytime when there is uncertainty, if you can provide the stability when people are feeling uncertain, if you can provide the confidence when people are feeling uncertain, they will be drawn to you. You only become more attractive, and that will help you grow and foster those relationships that we've been talking about for the last 2 months, really. So I hope everyone stays safe today. Please do not put yourself in a position where you feel uncomfortable, and have a wonderful day. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. And just let us know what you need. Be safe out there.